All right, we're going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to do a 1957 Chevy Camaro, or Chevy, just 1957 Chevy. No name, just a plain old Chevy. That was back in the day when they used to just name cars by the manufacturer and the year. We had done a newer car, our last three-star car, hence we're going to go to the old car this time. Same principle. So same principle. We're going to put in the best performance engine we can place in this vehicle, and any performance part that we can place in the car, we place in the car. And if it's a performance part, it needs to be a 3-star performance part. That's the strategy, that's the setup. So let's get started. All right. So here's our 57 Chevy. In dire need of some repairs, and we're going to start off like we always have with a car wash. Get her cleaned up. We'll fix up the interior. First, rip off the body panels. And then we will start upgrading this car. I'll pop in here to the interior disassemble. And interior assemble. Here. Custom bench seat, a couple of leather seats, and a steering wheel. The old 50 style steering wheel. I like it. Interior assemble. And we pop in the new seats. There she goes. And the old ones, we can get rid of in a second. Let's tear down the body panels here. Of which there is not many left. Bodies at 1%, so I don't think we've missed anything. That looks like a bumper, but it isn't. Alright, let's move the car to the lifter 1. That's where we'll start from. Pop her up in the air. And we will fix on the frame. Oh, that's welding up. We'll pop over here. There was a few parts that we had taken off that, like that, can't be repaired, so we'll just salvage it. That can't be repaired. Salvage. See, the rest of these we'll probably just sell. Oh man, we got a lot of crates to open. Let's go ahead and pop open these crates. That'll be fun. How many do we got case-wise? I think we have 23. 1 and 2. Hey, we got some scrap. That's what we're looking for. Let's do 2 or 3 and 4. Or scrap. 5 and 1. Iron map. Some cash. Go back to 1 and 2. Scrap and a barn map. I'm trying to get scrap. 3 and a barn map. Let's see if it'll be in 5. Yes. Backwards. Hey, okay, so we're going to do 4 and 5. That time we'll do 1 and 2. Bonus cases aren't bad. There we go. Let's do 3 and 4. Ah, yeah, at least we got the bonus case. Yeah, we leveled up. Level 181 now. Scrap. There's the scrap again. Now we'll go to 3 and 4. Bonus case. I had it in my head that if you move by 2 to the right every single time, you'll get the similar items. It doesn't always hold true. So it probably is random. But you can see as we're opening these cases, when we do get a scrap reward, I mean, it's in the... That's nearly 2,000 scrap points. What do you get if you stop a cheap part on the blue? 3 scrap pieces. It's almost not even worth coming over to the scrap bench to scrap things. There's 2,040. That's way more scrap. Even that 1,100 one was way more than what you get scrapping items. I guess the other argument is, what else are you going to get out of the items? Scrap might be better than $5. I get the argument. And I had a lot of cases built up. A lot of times my strategy in the morning, as I'm preparing for my work day, I'll just do a few customer jobs, 3 or 4, and with that skill lucky, you can get cases. As in cases that'll have scrap in it. Very useful as you're trying to burn through your cars and get them upgraded like I'm doing. And I had a bunch of cases. And I'm getting bonus cases. This is fun. Last case. Unless I get a bonus. Alright. All these farm maps added. Barns added. Just sell these body panel parts. Alright. That gets us caught up with everything. I was going to scrap them, but I changed my mind. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the body. This is different than what I normally do. I normally do the body last, but it's a 57 Del Rey Custom. It's a 57 Chevy, but again, Playway didn't pay for the rights to the name, so body work. Let's buy the parts we know we're going to have to buy. Windows, lights. Actually, is there a custom one? Let's see. Yeah, let's get the cool lights. The C's. Front bumper B and rear bumper B. Alright, we got some customs. We got hood C because we're probably putting a blower on it. Alright. Oh, and I'm going to need more windows. I'm going to need more windows. I had stopped there. The rest I should be able to purchase or grab from my warehouse because I have a lot of parts. Del Rey Custom. L. Alright, so I got the bumpers. Now, I just grabbed too many. I'll just grab it all. Heck. There we go. We'll figure out what we need and what we don't need. So I put on that fancy hood. putting on the custom light. Looks like an LED. Thought I bought a B bumper. I don't know what the difference is, but we're going with the B. Custom look, I guess. Tail light C. Again, I think it's kind of like an LED-ish light. Huh. Don't have a right mirror. Alright, body and frame. Interior should be 100%. Yes, it is. Now we just have to work on the rest. So these extra body panels that we purchased and have that we don't need, we can get rid of. And I got one headlight. Now we'll let's get the engine compartment parts out. That out. That's it. Oh, we'll go ahead and mount up the parts that we know we're going to need. We need some batteries. Holy cow, we're out of batteries. Can't have that. Let's buy... oh, a dozen batteries. Gotta have batteries on hand. Pop in these other things that we know we're going to need. Just getting ahead of it. The engine, this looks like it. I don't think this is the supercharged engine. We're going to put a supercharger in it. But we don't have to worry about assembling up the engine because we're going to pull it and do a flip. Ooh. I put in the bad relays here. Part mount. Relay type B. So we need more relay type Bs. Relay type B. There we go. That's some relay type Bs for you. Alright, fuses are done. That's done. Alright. Engine compartment other than the engine is done. We'll pop back here. Pull the tank. Should have a new tank. Fuel pump will wait on because I'm going to 3-star that. Is there actually oil in this engine? Nope, no oil pan. So I don't have to worry about pulling that. Get the suspension off of the back too. Get it all tore down and we'll decide which engine we're flipping to. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be the 2-carb supercharged variety. On this side. I don't mind the wire wheels. We'll see if they're repairable. If not, maybe we look to upgrade. And clearly we're going to be putting powerhouse engine in here, so we're going to need some wheels to put that power to the ground so we can drag race. Done and done. Drive shaft. No water displacement on there. Drive shaft is out. It's trans off. Trans is off. Let's get the front suspension off. Then we can tear into a motor. You guys pay your taxes yet? I just finished up my taxes this morning. There's a giant pain. But hey, it's a couple months away before that last date to get it done. So I got her done. You know what tax I don't understand? Capital gain taxes. So let me explain. You earn money. You work hard, you get a job, you make money that's above and beyond, right? Then you take that money, and with that money, you decide, you know what? I'm going to buy some stock. I'm going to buy some stock in said company. This is my way to try to take that money and potentially allow it to grow. Maybe get a little bit of return on said investment, right? Then what does the federal government and state governments go on to do? Oh, so you had money that we already taxed. You earned it. You paid your income tax. You paid the income tax at the rate we delegated was appropriate for us to, supply you with roads and all the things. But now we're going to tax you on whatever money you made off of the money that we already taxed you on. Somebody explain this to me and how that makes any goddamn sense. It's the same as being able to say, well, I made an investment and my investment sucked. Therefore, I shouldn't have to pay taxes, which is what a former dipshit president of ours did. Does that make sense? On my head. Well, what do I know? In my head, you took your money, you took a loss. Congratulations, you're an idiot. Therefore, you still owe us taxes on the income that you earn. I don't know. I think too logically. But a lot of that makes no sense to me. But hell, I paid my fucking I paid my capital gains taxes. That's fine. But if, the guesstimate is that you should be getting about an 8 to 10% return on your investments, that's pre-tax. So you're not actually getting an 8 to 10% return because you got to pay at least 20 to 25% of that back in capital gains taxes. I almost wonder if it'd just be better to just dig a hole, put all your money in a frickin' coffee cup and bury it. Doesn't seem like it's worth the hassle to have to continually pay extra taxes on the stuff that you barely earn that much money off of to begin with. So this is not the engine we're going to end up with, but there might be components of this engine that are either one, scrappable, or B, repairable. So there might be parts that we will use in the newer version of an engine that we're going to put in here. So it's still worth doing the teardown like we're doing right here and pull out parts that we may or may not want. And anything we are left with, you know, we dump it. It's fine. Scrap it, sell it, whatever. We get rid of it. And I don't want to go back to my tirade I was just going on, but I don't want to feel like paying taxes are a bad thing. I don't think they're a bad thing at all. In fact, I think it's a duty of a citizen to pay your taxes. What I hate is being taxed in odd ways that just don't seem to make sense. In my head, you should say, okay, as a state government or a federal government, here's how much money we need to be able to do X job. Okay. How much tax income do you need to do that? Figure out how much income comes into the state, set up appropriate tax rate, and everyone pays their portion. That's it. Should be straightforward. If the total income of if you need $1 million, right? And the total income for the state is $100 million. What should the tax rate be? 10%. What does everyone pay? 10%. Then you have the money to do the job. And if you're wasting money on crap, don't waste money on crap. I don't know why we've made things so frickin' complicated with credits and write-offs and various other things. It should be, here's how much money we need. Here's the burden of the amount of money that is the income of the country. Set the tax rate appropriately, and then reevaluate it next year. That's it. There should be no write-offs or hand-me-downs or credits or other crap. You just figure out what the actual percent is. That's what you have to pay. There's your income tax. You pay it once, you're done. Any money you earn after that, that's your money. You earn money next year? Great. Here's our tax rate. You made $10,000? Great. You only have to pay 10%. You earned $100 million? Great. You owe 10%. How can a guy who's made billions of dollars pay zero taxes? Right. That makes no damn sense. It's your duty as a citizen to pay some portion of the overall expense of running a country. My opinion. All right, let's get these parts repaired. Ah, I missed. That's what I get for trying to check a text. All right, we got a lot of good parts to repair here. And some of the expensive parts, like the cross member, that's expensive. But I would much rather repair that than have to purchase it. Parker, did you hear my tirade on taxes? What'd you think about that, buddy? That's my boy. My boy gets it. Clean up those brakes. All right, let's see. What engines can we swap here? Engines. So we got a V8 overhead valve mag, or the V8 2-carb overhead valve. I think it's the 2-carb overhead valve supercharged is going to be our best option. It's either that or this V8 overhead valve mag. Pretty sure it's the supercharged. I've looked at this before, and I'm pretty sure that's the best power engine here. But let's click on the back of this. Start new engine. V8 overhead valve mag has 375, 497 pound-feet of torque. And if you compare that to the 6P, the 6P is actually better. Overhead valve 6P. Okay. But the overhead valve dual carb 390, 531. 390, 531. 390, 501. Yeah, so this is 380. Actually, it's got less horsepower, but more torque. I still say we go for the supercharger, partially because there's going to be more. Well, let's think on this. We could get rid of the supercharged, because it'll take the 6P, yeah. Or valve mag. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. Let's get rid of that hood, sell it back. I don't think I'm gonna put the supercharged on it. I'm changing my mind. Partially because these old custom cars, do I have a hood? Oh man, I don't. Okay. It's fine. I kind of like them without the scoop on the hood. You know, through two big speakers playing Johnny Be Good. That kind of stuff. Let's go with this one that's got the littler scoop, but not the big hole with the blower coming through it. See how that looks. Well, I still don't like that hole. Let's just go with the standard hood. It's a more subtle look, right? Yeah, we'll just keep the normal hood on it. It still looks cool with those custom lights. Alright, so going back to the decision on the engine, I think we're going with that overhead valve 6P. I think it'll have less performance parts. But where it starts, it has a little bit more horsepower than the just a shade, little less torque. This has more torque at a lower RPM. It's probably going to be better for drag racing now that I think about it. All right, I'm changing my mind again. Twice. We're going with the supercharged. So we're going to go back with that other hood. Not the big hole, but the littler hole one. Yeah, we'll do this hood. The other hood I'll just save. That's fine. See, you got to think through these things. See what you really want. All right, and all these red items, we're going to go ahead and salvage. Parker! Parker! My boy. All right, let's just salvage anything in here I really want to sell. Probably the fuel tank sells a lot. But you know what? I'm just gonna run the program and just salvage all of it. Just get it all gone. Take a little extra scrap. It's not gonna be huge, but there's 14 pages of stuff here. The other option, I could have just sold all of this really quick, but we'll still take a little bit of scrap. Not that I'm short on scrap right now. I have 51,000. 5 more pages, and the way I'm doing this, hands-free by the way, I set up a macro on I have a Logitech gaming keyboard that you can set up macros for, so I literally just set up a macro that automatically clicks the left mouse button every like 3 seconds, so you can see it stops like on the 5th to 6th box over, which occasionally will be a yellow box, more than likely. Every once in a while it's a green, there was a green, every once in a while it's a blue, it's fine. I mean, the difference between green, blue, and yellow is 2 to 3 scrap. 2 to 1 scrap, actually. It's really irrelevant. I'd rather just get it done. So doing it this way just gets it done quicker. And then I can kind of, you know, answer a text message or do the other things you want to do while you're waiting for that to get done. Alright, so let's pop in here. We have all the parts scrapped or otherwise taken care of. It's a V8 overhead valve, which we should have a crank, which we probably got from that S engine. So we're going to have to upgrade our spark plugs, the crank stuff. Alternator, do we have a performance one? We have one left. Lightning box, we're going to need to take care of that. Power steering pump, fuel pump. Camshaft, we should be able to get a performance cam. And then we'll need spark plugs. I know I'm low on sparks, so I'm just going to buy some more of those. We're just going to buy a bunch. That's a way I made that go quick like that, because you can't type in the box and type in 50. I have a macro on the mouse to hold down left click. You just hold it and you can get to 50 really quick. Very useful to get through the parts quick on this. Those are some quality of life things I think they could fix. Like over here, when you have piles of parts, being able to search for the part you want or sort this by new, old, freshly arrived, etc. That would make scrolling through these parts go a lot quicker, but that doesn't exist, so I have to kind of remember what order they're in, which at least they're in alphabetical, and then scroll through them quickly to get to what I want. So clutch plate, pressure plate. I suppose if I had a whole unlimited amount of scrap, I could just 3-star everything and just be done with it, but scrap is still a hard resource to come by. So I don't have just unlimited access to scrap. It's just my first run through, so I'm just kind of upgrading things that I know we're going to need for this engine build. I've also thought, you know, my short amount of time that I have in the morning before I take off for work, should I just start making crate engines? I think I just made 9 of those, so it's fine. And what I mean by that, taking engines that I know I'm going to use a lot, like this 2-carb supercharged engine, the V8 supercharged injected engine that I'm going to use as the top engine in most cars and builds that I'm going to be working with. Should I take those and just make up a bunch of crate engines, have them sitting in the warehouse, so I get a car, I want to put a supercharger in it, boom, grab it out of the warehouse, it's already crated up and ready to go. It's not a bad idea. I just haven't taken the opportunity to do that yet. I'm going to be running low on rings. Let's get some rings. Piston rings! Let's buy 100. There we go. Now these do not go in order of 3-star to non-3-star. So as you select your item, if you have a pile of parts like I do, you have to make sure you scroll over, find the one that has 3 stars on it, and select that. Because it is a performance difference. That's the whole reason behind the 3-star thing here. I mean, the performance boost of a performance piston is 1.3%, whereas a 3-star, 1.46%. And I've done math before. This is more. The more better. There we go. Get our crankshaft bearing caps on. Well, these are not performance parts, so no reason to 3-star the things that are not performance parts. Oh my gosh, we're gonna run low on rod caps. Get some of those. Caps. Cap. Rod. Same thing, we'll just buy 100. Even though rod caps actually are repairable. But if you pull them out of a crap car, they're probably not going to be above the 15% where you can repair them, so. Two more after this one. And we'll have the V8 pistons in place. Now, one thing I've noticed is that if you're looking at an engine from above like this, you get a lot of glare on it, which I think is somewhat annoying. But I like looking down versus looking from underneath. But if you turn it sideways like this, you can see it without the glare. Overhead valve, oil pan. Let's just buy a couple, because I know I'm going to have more of this engine. Find the 3-star one. 3-star flywheel. Clutch plate. 3-star. And a pressure plate. I should have a 3-star one there. And then just a clutch bearing. Alright. I did the lightning whirler. A lightning can. See? 4% to 5.2%. So 1.5% or 1.2% performance difference. That I don't have. Timing chain, I don't think. I do have some. Good. Timing cover. Water pump I had. I think we got that off the other engine, honestly. Crank pulley we got. Water supercharger. The power steering pump I forgot to 3 stars, so we got to do that. 3-star fuel filter. Alright. So power steering pump we got to fix. Alternator I thought I had, yep. Alright, let's get the... Need performance heads. Don't remember if the heads are the same. Yeah, they are. So we just need 2. forgot to buy the ignition distributor. It's an ignition distributor A. And we'll need a cap, which is that one, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So ignition distributor, heads, rotor, power steering. Let's go do those real quick. Back here at the old scrap bench. So ignition distributor. Engine head will be first, actually. Engine head. Okay. Then the ignition distributor. Oil. Ignition distributor. And cap. I think I already did the rotor. Then the power steering. Pump. For V8. Then we'll have superchargers that we'll need to get fixed and some exhaust manifolds. Let's get these parts on. Performance engine head. That went from 9% to 11.7% with the 3-star. That's a big boost. Alright, let's get push rods in. Should have push rods. Actually, I'm going to rotate this. We'll do this sideways again. Get rid of that glare a little bit. Push rods. And the rockers I should have. I do. Actually, are we running low? We're running low in rocker arms. Oh no. Rocker. Arm. Again, I'm just going to buy a mess. That should keep us for a bit. Valve cover. On. Okay, let's hop up here. I'll do this one. Push rods are in. Rocker arms. Okay, that is done. Let's rotate it back. Oh gosh, didn't have to go that way, but that's fine. Our steering pump, we did fix that to 3 stars. Do I have belts? I do. Clip on. Don't forget those clips. They hide back there. You really got to get, especially that one clip right there. It hides back by that intake, so you gotta really get back in there to get it. Get the supercharged intake manifold. And then the supercharger. Those we're gonna have to soup up. Fly through the parts. Fly, fly. There's the supercharger. And the supercharger intake. Mount these up. I have a belt. I did. Good. 4 barrel carbs. I need some of those. And exhaust manifolds will need 2 of these. Two 4 barrel carbs. And the spark plugs, I should have already restarted a bunch of these. Then we'll need spark plug wires actually. This is where having that star be the first option would be really a little bit more efficient. That's fine. Don't have the wires. Alright, so wires, exhaust manifold, and carbs. Wire, exhaust manifold, and carbs. Actually, I know which air filter we're going to need. It's a scoop air filter. There it is. 2 of those. Those 2. List those as scoop air filters. I forget what they're called. I can just get rid of these. See, sort by arrival. Okay, scoop, ignition, carb. Where are you, air filter? There they are. Okay. I think that's it for the performance parts on the engine. I believe. We'll see. 4 barrel carb. 4 barrel carb. Scoop air filter. I was right. Do I have a scoop? I don't. which scoop is not a performance part, it's just a stock part. I forgot to do the exhaust manifolds. Darn it. We're almost done upgrading parts for the engine. Exhaust manifold. Okay. Now the engine parts are upgraded, I believe. Engine should be done. Let's go ahead and take it off from the stand. We'll pop over here. We'll get her installed. Alright, let's put a little oil in. We'll top off the other fluids. We'll tear down those old wheels, decide if we're using the wire rims or not. And then we can start assembling the suspension system and the braking system and the trans, which we'll have to performance size the trans. You can put brake fluid in without having any brakes. Figure that. High power output. Like seeing that on the ignition coil. And the brake fluid. The engine compartment is done. Ugh. I don't like the way that scoop. I thought that was gonna look better. That is gonna look terrible. So we're going back with the C hood that I had purchased already once. There, that fits properly. And actually it doesn't look as bad as what I thought it would. That's fine. All right. Pop that in the air. Separate these. Get in the performance fuel pump with 3 stars. There it is. Last one to separate there. Then we can go see if those are repairable or not. But we'll get the suspension system kind of done up here a little bit. Oh, and of course, exhaust. There is performance exhaust we'll have to put on here. Excuse me. As far as performance brakes, the discs in the front will be able to get performance. The drums in the back are just standard. So we just put on what we put on. that should be suspension on this side. This has got a pretty, straightforward suspension system in the back. There's not a lot of parts. Good case of the yawns there. Leaf spring and the U-bolts here. Don't forget your bushings on those leaf springs. One at the front and one at the back. Bearings are easy to forget. Alright, let's look at the exhaust. Let's get that buttoned up here. So this is probably that rear overhead valve one, middle muffler, a front muffler piece, I believe. Well, that's the front and the middle. Or the middle and the rear. Two of these, and we're gonna do the gearbox. We're gonna drag, you gotta have a customizable gearbox. Okay, let's go 3-star these things. Gearbox, front, middle, rear. Front. Front. Gearbox. Middle mufflers, and then the rear exhaust. Right, that should performance-size the exhaust here. Thanks, man. Get the gearbox on. Drive shaft. The 4 bolts, front and back. Still can't zoom on those. It's irritating. Middle muffler. And the fronts. Let's get this exhaust done. Yeah, I know. Work has been, work has been work. Just kind of takes over. Stockpile my rubber bushings. I was running low. Work definitely gets in the way of all the fun things that we're supposed to be able to do in life, doesn't it? Somewhat of a pain. But heck, the world would stop if we weren't all working, I guess. Yeah, any interesting classes right now? Yeah, let's get performance brakes. Nice. This is one of my 3-star builds, and I'm, you know, any part that I can have as a performance part, I'm putting a performance part and making sure it's 3-star, which is why I'm running back and forth to the scrap bench. Hey, it's no trouble, man. Good to talk to you. Wheel hubs. There's the performance brake. Alright, now I gotta figure out what we're doing with these wheels. I don't know if I like the wire wheels that it came with, but would help if you repair them properly. So the default was these 15-inch wire rims. I don't hate them. But with that supercharged engine, we're probably going to put a wider tire in the back. Go for a modern look, maybe. Maybe. Let's see, do I have any rims already that I like? I don't mind these black spoke rims. I don't need 25 inches though. Rim Classic 13B. And if I put 25-inch rims on that, that's going to look just terrible. Yeah, let's just buy a tire. See what a 25-inch rim looks like on this car. One 25-inch. We'll go wide profile too. I mean, like wide. Like a 305, sure. And low profile. Buy one. It's going to look ginormous, but I'm just curious what it looks like on this. I mean, it kind of just cuts through just a shade. Maybe if I went with just a shade less, like a 285, would that work okay? I actually kind of like that look. See, this was a junkyard rim. I'm glad I kept it. Let's take that tire off. What do you do when you have too much money? One 25-inch with a 285/20. Install 285/20. So we'll put the big 25s in the back and then like maybe a 17 in the front. Get that kind of drag profile, right? I gotta balance it. Let's balance it. There, now it's not coming through the car because it had just a shade of rubber coming through the car. All right, that's what we're going with. 25-inch rims. All right, rims. 13 was 13B. Yeah, these. By 1 or 25-inch. And we'll put like 2. And we're putting big tires in the front too. Let's put 20s in the front. And as far as tires, buy one more 25-inch 285/20s for the back. And we'll buy 220 245. Still low profile, 35s in the front. And I have one more tire or rim that we could repair. Doesn't mean we won't use these 15-inch rims on some car. They'll be in our inventory. Let's balance these up. That one tire, get rid of. $285 R25s. Yeah, that looks cool. That does look cool. It fits the well properly. It's not too egregious in the front. And those tires in the back. I mean, it's going to have that kind of, you know, whoop, tilted look. I think this is going to look solid. All right. And I think we're going with a dark tint. Tint these up. And the windshield, we'll just clear it. Still makes for a cool look. All right. That is done. Now the car should be at 100%. Let's just double check. Car status, yes. We're all fixed, all 100%. Let's go to the test path, do the wheel alignment, the light alignment, get these things done. Right, wheels are aligned, the lights aligned. There's the left and the right. Save the game, don't want to lose this stuff. And we'll pop this over to the paint shop. I like that green right there. I think that'll look solid, but we'll see what our options are. Factory. White and black actually looks pretty solid too. What color green is this? Yeah. I'm liking this green. Just don't know if that's the green I want. Maybe a little darker. There it is. I think that's what I want. All right, let's see if there's any libraries I like. One. Well, we're not going with the hot color scheme there. Don't hate it. All right, so those are the schemes we got. So that's what I'm going with. Mad Mud's going to appreciate this. A yellow car followed by a green car. Next car is going to be brown. All right, let's go to the dyno and tune up those carbs. Carb 1. Apply. Carb 2. And apply. So carbs are tuned. Let's start with a 411 rear end because we're dragging this bad boy. And see a 3.6 first to a 2.6 second. Oh, fine, 2.5. Let's go with a 5-gear box, 156. See what that looks like speed-wise. I don't remember what speed we're getting out of this sucker, but we'll give it a shot on the dyno. And we're going to have to write down these numbers on the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet fired up here. Alright, so we got power. It's interesting. They list the factory power is different than what was listed on the power for the what was on the engine stand. I wonder if they're factoring in the factory power of the performance parts before they were 3-starred. I don't know how they're coming up with that number. Relevant. 1211 horsepower, 1656 pound-feet of torque. There we go. And a low A rating. High A would be anything above 950. Has a couple sneezes. Good thing I got the mute on the side of the head here. All right. See what our car value is. 133,460. All right. And I'm going to save my game so I don't lose this. And pop in here. And we're going to fire her up. Sounds good. Nice 4 on the floor. This is a cool looking car inside, honestly. Drive to the drag. See how she does. I'll just do a test. Probably going to have to add a few gears too. Do a warm up and practice at the quarter mile. Start. All right. Start in the car. Get on the brake here. On the gas. Shift is just above 5,000. Got through right as it was hitting top speed. 9441 at 156. So I might want to make 5th gear just a little bit taller. Let's head back to the garage. While this is loading, I'm going to step away and grab a drink real quick. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Pepsi Max to fire up the day here. So 5th gear, we're going to add just a few more Top speed points. We're going to go to 167. Then we'll add 2 gears for our top speed. Maybe a 0.6 gear. What is that? What does 5 get us? Yeah, at a 5 and like a 4. That should be fine for top speed. So I'll have a 7 gear box. Fire up. I just like hearing it. Going to the drag strip. And I think we're just going to pop right into the King of the Sands. We'll see how our performance is. We know our shift point's right above 5,000. Our top speed on the first test was right around where we should be, so we should be fine. Sure. We'll bet on a Ferrari. Ferrari. The Hammerdale, oh, at least. Mustang. Pagani. Pagani. And Ferrari. I don't know if those are right. We're just honestly guessing. I always end up being about 50% on the bets anyway. And then I lost the first 2. What are you gonna do? Let's see, what would we draw in the first round? 57 Chevy. That a Hammerdale? Yeah, it's a Hammerdale. Alright. On the brake. On the gas. Alright, 9.4 at 162. We did good, actually. Let's write that down on the spreadsheet here. So quarter mile time for the 57 Del Rey. 9.493. Speed 162. Save. And we got through the first round. As a Pagani, not a Hammerdale, my bad. Alright, so let's bet on the Pagani. Mustang. Ferrari. On the brakes, on the gas. I think we got it. 9419. I think that's a little faster. 94.163. Oops. 9.419. There we go. Look at my reaction time. I'm not going to be able to match that again. A 0.015. Almost had a better reaction time than the computer. I forgot to bet. That's fine. On the brakes. On the gas. Okay, I can hear him in my left ear, so he is closer. He's pretty close. 9.6. Okay, he wasn't that close. 9.6, 9.4. Alright, so we drew the Mustang in the final round. Let's see how we do. A gray Mustang versus our green 57. Nice. 9.5 at 162. Yeah, we crushed that Mustang. And we have won the King of the Sands with a 57 Chevy and a supercharged V8. I'm right. Turn to the garage. We got her back to the garage, and we'll do a top speed run. I think we'll do 2 laps with this thing around the track. Just see how she track performs. I wouldn't expect much, but speed track. My record is 322. I don't think this will beat the record. Well, I don't even have a gear to beat 322. It's actually pulling still pretty decent. We're gonna get a good top speed. Boom! 254. Not a bad speed. Good thing we don't have damage on these. You probably would want to stop. Then we're going to fire up our... Oh, come on now. Come now. There we go. Let's grab our Xbox One controller. I could Bluetooth this sucker, but I'm a gamer, old school gamer by heart, which means things have to be wired. Don't trust the Bluetooth. All right, start her up. Drive to the racetrack. See what kind of laps we'll get. We'll do 2. 1 testy lap, 1 performance lap. Go third person here. All right. It actually holds the road pretty decent. I ain't kidding you, fellers. That was my test turn, obviously. Whoa, okay. I am a little bit over the road here. Come on, pull back around. You're gonna be okay. Okay. You know what I mean about the understeer here? Rear end is not set up for track, is what I'm saying. Straightaways though, you can over. Turn. There. Now, even with all that trouble, I still know 142. I'm not complaining. And look at this thing, though. It pops all over the track. Oh, there's the wall. Still hung the turn, I guess. Double shifted that like a look at how the body roll on this thing. I mean, it does not hang the road. Straightaways, it rolls. And clearly I got to set up a drag. Giving a 148.49. She is a cool looking car though. Alright, let's write that on the spreadsheet so I don't forget. Lap time. 140. 48.49. Why does it do it that way? I don't want it as a time. 1.40.849. Do it that way? Sure. Can I do it this way? No, it still does it stupid. 1.44. Oops. 1.40. Excuse me. At 849. Save that. Alright, return her to the garage. Alright. And let's move it to the parking garage. Alright, and then we have to pick out my new car for the next run, which we can consult the spreadsheet on this, honestly. So we just did, I'll zoom this up so you guys can see it a little easier. The 57 Chevy. When I get it done, I always change the color back to black. Sort this by largest to smallest. So total value of cars that we've restored so far, $10,438,879. That ain't bad. We did an old car, the 57 Chevy, so now we're doing a new car. So I have this sorted by old to new. So the olds here that aren't done. So the next one is a 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee, which I believe is a four-wheel drive. It's a Bolt Thorn Grand Mojave. I'm going to have to find that in my parking garage. I'll go back here to my parking garage. There's the Del Rey we just finished. That was the 2016 Camaro we just did before it. So now I just have to find the Bolthorn Grand Mojave. I should have, there it is, somewhere. Let's swap out that to there. Swap that. I think I have a gap in, yeah, I have a gap. Can't have a gap. Yeah. Come here, buddy. There you go. Let's move this to garage. Go check on it. So this will be the next 3-star car that we're gonna do, buddy. A Jeep Grand Cherokee. She is a fine automobile right now. I mean, tip-top shape. It kind of doesn't look good. I ain't kidding you. But we're gonna spit polish this on, Buck. She's gonna look good. That'll be in our next one. Me and my boy We're gonna go grab some lunch. You never right, buddy. My boy. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.